Biden says disinformation is massively on the rise during a surprisingly coherent White House Correspondents' dinner. Let's take some time to watch some of it and react.
Let me conclude with a serious word. We live in serious times. We're coming through a devastating pandemic, and we have to stay vigilant. I know Kamala wanted to be here, for example. Thankfully, she's doing well. You should all know she sends her best.
Probably because the virus isn't as deadly as they wanted people to think.
We're in a time when what we so long taken for granted is facing the gravest of threats, and I'm being deadly earnest. Overseas, the liberal world order that laid the foundation for global peace, stability, and prosperity since World War II is genuinely, seriously under assault.
Yeah, it is under assault by your administration.
And at home, a poison is running through our democracy. Of all this taking place with disinformation massively on the rise.
I have a feeling that most of the disinformation is coming from your administration refusing to allow conversation.
Where the truth is buried by lies and the lies live on as truth.
Exactly, by your administration.
What's clear, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, that you, the free press, matter more than you ever did in the last century.
Remember my video talking about what is free speech? The press does not have any rights afforded to them that we ourselves do not have as the public.
I really mean it.
I really mean it too.
I've always believed that good journalism holds up a mirror to ourselves to reflect on the good, the bad, and the true. Tonight, I want to congratulate the awardees and the scholarship winners who carry on that sacred tradition. We've all seen the courage of the Ukrainian people because of the courage of American reporters in this room and your colleagues across the world who are on the ground taking their lives in their own hands.
No denying that the reporters that are reporting on any war or any dangerous situation do deserve credit. I'm not even going to argue with them about that.
And although it's not Ukraine, it's Russia, Mom, I'd like to meet you and Dad to talk about your son. We just saw a heartbreaking video. 9 have been killed, reporting from Kyiv. Struck by kamikaze drone strike after a shopping mall attack. Shot in the neck while documenting Ukrainian fleeing.
Sounds like war.
Killed when Russian missiles hit the television tower in a residential neighborhood. One journalist from Radio Liberty just killed days ago. So many of you telling the stories and taking the photos and recording the videos of what's happening there. The unvarnished truth showing the destruction and the devastation and, yes, the war crimes. Tonight.
So don't even start talking about war crimes unless you want to go through what you and Obama have also done.
We also honor the legacy of 2 historic reporters, and that is Alice Dunnigan and Ethel Payne. I'm glad you saw that tonight. I didn't know you were doing that. These are the first black women to be White House reporters who shattered convention to cover a segregated nation. We honor journalists killed, missing, imprisoned, detained, and tortured, covering war, exposing corruption, and holding leaders accountable. We honor members of the press, both national and local, covering a once-in-a-century pandemic where we lost 1 million Americans, a generation reckoning on race, an existential threat of climate change. The free press is not the enemy of the people, far from it. At your best, you're guardians of the truth. President Kennedy once said, and I quote, "Without debate, without criticism, no administration, no country can succeed, and no..."
Without debate is exactly our point. I'm even hesitant to touch on what he said about the COVID related deaths because I don't want YouTube to try to take this down.
No republic can survive. The First Amendment grants a free press extraordinary protection, but with it comes, as many of you know, a very heavy obligation.
Based on what I understand from the First Amendment, and again, I just posted a video where we went over it and also read a law school's breakdown of what it means. I don't see any afforded benefits or anything extra that the press should have. It just doesn't seem like how it's supposed to work. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong.
To seek the truth as best you can, not to inflame or entertain, but to illuminate and educate. I know it's tough, and I'm not being solicitous. The industry is changing significantly.
That's an understatement.
There's incredible pressure on you all to deliver heat instead of shed light because the technology is changing so much.
That's true. But he wasn't willing to acknowledge it until he started worrying that his son's laptop and all of the BS that they have been trying to hide from the public is now going to come to light. Now it's super important. Now, don't just take hot stories. Sure.
The system is changing, but it matters. No kidding, it matters. The truth matters. American democracy is not a reality show.
If only that was the truth.
It's not a reality show.
You can repeat it. It doesn't make it more true.
It's reality itself. And the reality is that we are a great country. Our future is bright. It's not guaranteed because democracy is never guaranteed.
Damn right. And that's why this channel exists. Because we got to fight for freedom of speech and truth so we can actually have a real democracy.
It has to be earned. It has to be defended. It has to be protected. As you've heard me say many times, there's not a damn thing this country can do when we stand united and do it together. And
That's true, so stop dividing us.
I know we can do anything we want to do. That's right. I've been around a long time, as has been pointed out many times tonight.
Again, an understatement.
But I give you my word as a Biden, I've never been more optimistic about America than I am today. I really mean it.
Your word as a Biden means nothing.
At times of enormous change, it presents enormous opportunities. For despite all the crises, all the partisanship, all the shouting and showmanship, I really know this and you know it too. We are a great nation because we're basically a good people. And here in America, good journalism, good satire about our leaders, about our society is quintessentially an American thing.
That's true. And yet when we post on Twitter about Hunter Biden's laptop, it was getting banned. It's almost like you're contradicting yourself there, Joe.
It demonstrates the power of our example. And I honest to God believe it reveals our soul, the soul of our nation. And that's what I'd like to toast tonight.
All right. After that, he just brings up Trevor Noah and tells him that he's allowed to roast him because he won't get put in jail. I didn't show the rest of the speech, but I will put the clip that I found from C-SPAN in the description. Keep fighting for the truth.